Welcome to our session on version control system. Okay, VCS. People, right? We used to call VCS. VCS nothing but version control system. So it's a tool. Basically, it's a tool. It helps us to manage changes to the source code over time. Okay, this is basically to keep track of every changes that we make to the that we make it to our code. Okay, so that it allows multiple developers to collaborate seamlessly. That's the whole idea of the version control system. Okay, so using version control system related tools like Git and GitHub, right? Uh, we can um, we can manage the files and directories, right? It provides the ways, right, to manage the files and directories. It helps us to track changes over time, and importantly, it helps us to recall the previous versions. Okay, the source control is subset of the VCS version control system. So, what exactly the version control system, how it works? Let's take a look at this simple example. For example, you are given a image, something like this. Okay, and then you made some changes to this image. Somebody is asking you to change the colors or something like that. Okay, and then look here, the ball color is something like this. Here, you made some other changes here. And again, you have created another image. They wanted you to change to some other color, okay? The ball color, okay? Initially, the ball color was something like this. And here, it's something like this. And finally, they wanted you to make something like this. And finally, right, they come back to you and say that, whatever the changes that you made it here, that they don't need it. They want you to, they want the previous version. Okay, just before this, whatever changes that you made, if they want that version, again, if you spend, making changes to this image, it will take time. Okay, so what you can do in that case, normally we take a backup, right? We take a backup. For example, the first image given to is this one, and they wanted to change this color, right? The ball's color, and you made a change, right? So before you making the changes, you take the backup of this one, right? And then if you make a changes to that, or if you make a changes to the original copy itself, you are gone, right? Something like you have the original document and Xerox copy, right? You take the Xerox copy. In case something goes wrong with the original document, we can use the Xerox copy and go and get the original document. Okay, by providing or submitting some other testimonials or some other documents. Okay, the same way here, right? So here you have the you need to take the backup. So this is taken care automatically by the version control software. Okay. So version control handles this kind of this for your project files. Okay, it tracks all the changes and it allows us to revert to any previous state. That is the whole idea of this one. Because we stay awake a day and night, and in some cases, right, the critical projects, you make changes to the code and you introduce new features after with the intention of making changes to your or introducing a new feature to your existing tool or software, right? So what happens is it messed up the existing thing. So in that case, if you have the previous version, at least you can revert back to the previous version. Okay, so that is the whole idea of version control system. So the Git and GitHub are a popular one. Apart from this, you have something else called Git bucket and Bitbucket, SVN, and Mercurial. So these are the different types of Git softwares are available. Okay. So now let us explore what exactly Git. We will focus on the Git now and then GitHub also. The rest of them, right, when time permits, we'll see to that. Okay. But again, in the case of Amazon, you have something called AWS Code Commit. Okay. So how many of you work with Code Commit? Any idea? Same thing. Okay. So the code commit, we push the code from here to our remote repository. Okay, that is the whole idea of that one. So Git is a distributed version control system. Why it is distributed? Why it is distributed? Because one second. laptop directory level 12 USB. Yeah. So Git is a distributed version control system. Supposing, right, you have a server here. Okay. Let's say a developer is there and another guy is there. Okay. He makes changes to the existing image. Okay. Let's call that as a version one. Okay. And multiple, likewise, right, the same image can be, modified by many people, right? Many people. So version one and version two, something like that. Okay. He makes another changes. And then finally, okay, finally, these two guys are, uh, you know, um, right? So these two guys, they wanted to check in the code into your version control system. Everything is fine. Okay, let's say you are checking in the version one here, and you are checking in this code also here, but version two also here. The challenge here is, all your repository resides remotely here, right? A single server. If this server goes down, that's all your versions go, right? If your repository gone, that's all. You cannot, get the previous version of your images or softwares. Okay, these are the issues with, the centralized version control system. Instead, what they did, instead of having a single server, you have a multiple server here. Okay, more than one server. Even if one server goes down, so the copy is available in other servers. So in that case, the developers can be automatically switched. So nowadays we have automatic failover mechanism. Everything is available. This server goes down automatically. They will be switched over to the server where the repository which they know that they are using it. Okay, it automatically happens. Everything behind the scene. Okay, so that is the advantage of version control. Sorry, distributed version control system. So in this case, there is no main server and all of the full history of the project is available. So once you clone the project, so you need to clone the project also. Okay, that is what the Git is all about. So it helps us to track changes to your code. Whatever the changes that you make it, right, you can track those changes also. Okay, with this thing. And apart from this, Git is used to collaborate on code. So you can use Git to collaborate on code. So these are the advantages of using Git. What is GitHub? GitHub is a web-based Git repository hosting service. It's a web-based Git repository. Okay, whatever the changes that you make it in your local system, okay, you want to make it available on the centralized place or the website, right? Web-based thing, right? Repository. That is where the GitHub is coming into picture. Okay. So these are the basic terminology when it comes to the version control software. You should be aware of it. Repository, that is where you have two types of repository. One is a local repository and then remote repository. And commit. What is commit? What is commit? And what is a branch? Okay, so branch is something like independent line of your development. Okay. Um, okay. So by using branches, you can diverge from the main line of development and continue to work without affecting the main code base. Okay. That is what the advantage of the save changes to repo commit. Save changes to repo commit. Yes. What is a branch? Branch we already discussed. Branch is something like it is independent line of your development. Okay, and I will show you the demo so that you'll be able to understand very clearly what exactly branch is all about. And what is merge? We have something called merge. So when will you do the merge in GitHub or Git? One second here. So what is merge? So integrating the changes from one branch to another. It's only you have two different branches. The main branch, you are not making any changes. In the other branch, right, you are making changes. Right? Or in the both the branches, right, you have some changes, right? So in that case, if you want to combine the changes of your source branch with the target branch, so in that kind of situation, you can go for, you will be using the merge command. Okay, clone. What is a clone? Clone is something like taking a copy of your remote repository into a local system. Okay, and push pull. The push is, let's say you have taken the entire repository and you copied the entire repository and you have let's say you copied your remote repository to a local system and then you make some changes to that code. Okay, and then what you do is you want to push that changes to your remote. That kind of situation, push command is used, and pull is the opposite. For example, so this is a Git workflow. Okay, this is your working directory, and once you clone the repository from your the GitHub, right? So for example, this is your GitHub. This is your GitHub. Okay, this is your GitHub, and you have cloned the repository to the local thing. Okay, you have cloned the repository locally here. This is a remote thing, right? So you are web-based, thing here, and you cloned that one here, which means you are taking the backup of that one here, or you are just simply right. You are copying that remote repository, here, okay, locally in your laptop. That is your working directory, and then you make changes, and whatever the change that you want, you make it, and then you push it to the staging area. Okay, once you make changes here, so you need to push it to the staging area using git add command. So once you push the file that you made changes to the staging area, the next one is you are going to use the git commit command to push the changed file to your local repository. And then if you want to push it to your remote repository, which is nothing but your GitHub. Okay, this is your, let's assume that, right? In this example, this is your GitHub. This is your GitHub. Okay. So GitHub repository. Okay. So here everything is happening till the local repository, right? Locally. So you made a changes to this, and see the simple thing is, yeah, so you might be asking this question. This is my production system. My machine learning model or deep learning model, or everything is running here. So what happened later point that we could see some kind of data drift or model drift, or we have some concept drift. So in that case, what we do is we need to retrain the model with the additional features, or additional columns, or new features that are available, right? So or additional data, you need to take it to your development environment, right? So you need to take the development node, and then here you make changes everything. Okay. So what we do is in this case, okay, what we do is we will be yeah. So what we'll do is we'll take it to the dev environment. Okay. So basically, what we are doing is we are making changes. So your development, everything is available in the cloud. Okay. The cloud, maybe AWS code commit or something like that. What you do is, you just clone it to your local laptop, and then what you do is make changes. And then once you are done with the changes, right? Next one is you are pushing it to the staging area. And then you need to use git commit to push it to your local repository. And then you use git push, it will get pushed to your remote repository. Okay. So you don't make any changes in your production system itself. Okay. What you do is you have some development environment. The development environment, you need to bring it to the development. For the development environment, you have a repository, right? That repository, you make changes, everything, and everything is done. Then you are going to push it to the remote. So remote is it could be like your production system also. 1 second, who is Karthik? Okay, this is what your remote repository. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just take a look at the Git. GitHub now, and then we will see there, so those of you are yet to download and install Visual Studio Code, right? You can please go ahead and download and install it. I'll just show you quickly for the sake of others, though they did not join. Okay, I'll just record it. Download Visual Studio Code for Windows. Okay. If you have not yet done, please go ahead and do it now itself. Nivea, yes, yes, I'm just showing you, don't worry. Okay, I just click on download Visual Studio Code, and here you can see Windows, Windows 10.11. You click on it, and then here you will find the direct download link, or you can see the download here also. Okay, and then click on it here, and then here you will find VS Code. Okay. Okay, okay, Karthik, I got confused. Okay, 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 fine. So Vikram ne login aayatla. Vikram 200. Okay, this software is being downloaded. This is pretty simple software. Okay, you can just install it in a matter of few minutes. Again, the downloading speed is depend on your net connection. I just click on this folder, and where is that? So Visual Code user setup. I just double click on it. Setup as detect that Visual is currently running. Okay. So in my case, it is currently running. So in your case, it will open up the installation window. You need to keep click next, next, next. That's all. Okay. Don't make any changes. Okay, but make sure that you have net connection, but right, so on a safer side, okay, and install it. Right, the installation will not take much time. Okay, once you install it and go to your start button, type Visual Source Code, something like that. For example, I just click on the window button here and Visual Studio Code. Okay, if you click on it, it will open up the Visual Studio Code, something like this. Okay, so what I did here, I just created a folder here. Okay. For example, I have created a folder by the name of Git demo or something like that. Git demo, I created the folder. And then the next step, what I did here, I just went here and then open the file, and then here something called open folder. And then you select Git demo, Git demo. So when you select the Git demo folder here, and if you click on the select folder, it will open up. One second, Git demo. And then if you click on select folder, this folder will get opened here, something like this. Okay, and if you expand it here, you can see that in that I have two files are there here. Okay, two files are there, and if you click on the view ribbon, one second, and once in the view ribbon, you will find something called terminal. When you click on the terminal, you will find something like that. Okay, the first step is we have downloaded and installed the Visual Studio Code. It's a very simple one. Second one is you need to download and install the Git software. If you have not yet done, please go ahead and do the download the software. Git software. Download Git for Windows. So download Git for Windows, Git downloading package. Click on it here, and then here you will find the 64-bit. Okay, don't use 32-bit. 64-bit is used nowadays, right? Click on the 64 Git for Windows setup and download it. The download will not take much time, and once your download is over, double click on the exe file also. Still being downloaded. Git, double click on Git. Git for Windows. Click on yes. And then here you will find next button. Okay, click on next, next, next. Let Git decide. Okay, click on next. Git from command line and also from this will override Windows tools like find and sort only, right? And click on use Git from Git. So what I do is I just use Git from Git bash only. Use bundled open SSH. So in some cases we use SSH also. Okay. Check out Windows, right? So click on Mint TTY. Okay, it's a terminal emulator. Okay, we'll use the Mint TTY and click on next and next. Don't do anything here. Also enable the file system caching and next. Click on install. That's all, guys. Okay, if you click on install, it take for a while. The software will get installed. Okay, wait for some time. Okay, until the installation is done. In my case, I already did that. Hence, I'm not doing it now again. I'm going to cancel it now in my case because I have already installed the Git software in my laptop. Okay. Next one is you can go to your command prompt, CMD, and press enter. It will open up the command prompt. And here you just type Git. If you get something like that, that means your Git is working fine. You have successfully downloaded your Git. It is working fine. Very good. You can see a lot of options are available, right? So Git clone, Git init, Git add, MV restore, and RM remove. RM is remove and move is rename a file. And then you have binary search to find the commit difference. If you want to see the difference between commits, you can use. Likewise, right? Various options are available. And grep, right? So grep is also available. So grep we already seen. Grep using grep you can find out the pattern recursively from all the files that are available in your directory, or if you want to find out a pattern from a specific file that you can use. In that case, you can use grep. Okay. So now my Git is working fine. Everything is good. And thing is, I just go to the GitHub now. The step one, Visual Studio Code, or you can install Git first. Okay. In our case, right, I have downloaded the Visual Studio Code first and then installed it. Second step is Git. I downloaded and installed it. Okay, let's assume that. Okay. Once you are done with the successful installation of Git, go to the start button, and then you just type Git. Here, I just say Git bash. You can see something like Git bash. Click on open. So this is like your Linux, exactly like your Linux prompt, right? So dollar, in the case of Linux, as soon as you log in there, you will find a dollar symbol there. Okay, that is where your cursor is blinking. Okay, I just type pwd, present working directories, this one. Okay, fine. I just type ls minus l, nothing is there. Okay, so okay, it shows all the files that are available in my thing. Okay, leave it. And so that is what my Git bash. Okay, if you want to use a Git bash, you can use it. And also you have something like Git Git GUI is also available. Okay, Git GUI is also available. Select GUI and click on open. GUI we will see it later. Okay, fine. So first step is install the VSC. Second one is Git software, install it. We have done all the steps, 2 steps. And next one is we need to create a repository, or we need to create a username and password in Git. Okay, what I do is I just go here and then I just open up github.com. Here I have used, look here, something like Panchal Priyanka. When I keep the cursor over here, Panchal Priyanka 354. So that is the username that I use. So you need to go and sign up with the GitHub, github.com. And then here, I just open up other thing here, okay, so that it should not mess up the existing one. Go to GitHub. This is what your GitHub, and click on the sign up. Let's begin. You need to enter your email ID. Okay, for example, I just say gmail.com, press enter, and did it mean yes? Then create a password. You need to give the password. Password is strong, and then click on continue and give your username. Okay, and then click on continue. It will create a repository. In my case, I already created a repository the same way. Okay, but once you enter your username, it will ask you to verify your email ID. Okay, you go and you can send an email to your email. You need to go and verify that. That's all. You're all set. Your repository is sorry, your GitHub account got created. Okay, this is your GitHub account got created. In this case, Priyanka Panchal Priyanka 354. Okay, and here you can see something like, for example, create a new repository. If I want to create a new repository, click on public and click on the create a new repository. Okay, and you can make it public. Sorry, here. Okay, you need to first specify the repository name. Sorry, here you need to specify the, for example, supply chain analytics. I just do public and create a new repository. Look here, a new repository got created. Okay. And here, if I go and check, how do you check how many number of repositories are there? How many number of repositories that I created here? For example, I just do one thing. I just go back to the account here, click on the thing here. And then here you will find SCA and Git demo. There are two repositories are there. For example, this one I already created, the Git demo. I just click on it here. And then here, for example, right, you can create a file here. For example, you can click on add file, create a new file. Here I just type something like a file to for demo purpose. Okay, and then what I do is I just give the file name here, file to something like that. Okay, file to. Once you type the file name and you enter the data here, and then click on the commit changes, and then it will say, give the commit message here, create file to. That is enough for me for the demo sake. I just click on it here. Okay, already I create the file one. I just click on it here and see what content is there. This is what the content is there. I just go back here and then I'm going to click on the file to look here, file to. I have made changes here, right? So next what I do is I just look here the file two. I made a mistake. Instead of file two, I mentioned fully two. I just make the change here. You can edit, click on the edit, and then you can go and remove the or, and then click on the commit changes here. Okay, again update file to. Look here, update file to. The first time when you create a file, you gave the message as file to create file to. Once you made changes to the file, right? So look here, it automatically gives us some default name for that. Okay. And here, look here, click on this is called your branch, main branch. Okay, and you can see tags, everything. And then you can click on the code here. And yeah, here, let me do one thing. I'll just click on the file to here. And then, so when I clicked on the file to, and when I click on the history here, you have something called history here. You can see that automatically it takes the copy, right? So update file to create file to. For example, the changes, whatever I made here, right? So uh, Fairly 2 was there. Look at what changed, what was the initial data was there in this file 2 Fairly 2 for demo purpose. And then what I did, I just removed the R here, right? So I just, corrected the spelling mistake. and then I saved it. So it shows before and after changes also. Okay. So if you go back here, one second, it takes time. When you go back here and click on the create file to, sorry, not here. I just go back here. I'll just show you one more time. So file 22, if I want to see, right, history, click on the file 22 and click on the history on the right side. You can see there are two versions are there. Okay, two versions are there. And then if you click on the three dots here, you will find view commit details, copy full SHA for view code at this point, browse history at this point, view commit details. When you give this, it gives you all the details. Okay, what was the before and after changes. So this is what the previous changes and previous data, and this is the change you made it here. Okay, and it is available under your main branch. I just click on the back. And then update file to look here. So if I select this one also, right? Yeah, here. So sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So according to us, it shows only file 22. But there are two versions of the same file is available that you can find it using history. Very good. So now file one is there. Okay, this is what my file one content. Everything is good, right? So now the question is, so what can I do now with this one? Now what I do is I just go to my VSD, okay, Visual Studio Code, and I just imported the folder Git demo from my local folder, right? So open folder. This folder is available in my laptop. The Git demo folder, right? Git demo folder. You click on this select folder, it will get opened here. And once it gets opened, you can expand it by clicking on the drop down. And then here, right? So you can see that file one, file two, and all is there. But inside this Git demo also, you have something like file one, file two is there. So for example, here, right? What I do is look here. I click on the view here, and then I just okay. What we will do is now we'll create a file now. Click on new file, and I just start with test file. Okay, the file name is test file. Then I just click on it here. The test file, I'll put something like test file line one content. Then I press Control S. Okay. The moment when I press Control S, you can see U. Okay, that means untrack. Okay. So before we doing all the things, right? So what are the steps that are required? As soon as you create a Git or doc. Okay. So what are the steps that are involved here? First, see, now I just quickly summarize what are the steps that we have done so far. First, we downloaded and installed the VSC code. Okay, you might be asking some, is it required the VSC code? It's up to you, okay? But the advantage of VSC code, this software is, if you make any changes to the file, right, and if you are connected to any repository, right, it will show, it will indicate. That means, you means untracked. You have created a file, but this was not, this is untracked. That means, it is still, it has not yet been pushed to your staging area, okay? So, right? So what is first thing is VSC code we installed and Git we have installed, and then we created a repository. Okay, the repository name in our case was Git demo. Here also you need to create a repository. Okay. So for example, if you go back here, click on the account name here, and then here you will find the create the repository. So we have seen earlier, right? I just click on this one. Look here, repository. We can specify the repository here, then click on public for the sake of demo purpose. Okay, so and then click on create new repository. This is where it will create it will create the new repository. Okay, so we have already created two repositories. Look here on the left side also we can see that Git demo. We are talking about Git demo. So here we have file one, file two. Okay, fine, let it be there. I just go back to my the Visual Studio Code. And this is the folder that I have created in my local laptop. I just go here and I'll show you here. Okay, Git demo is there. Git demo is the folder that I created in my D drive. When I click on it, you can see inside also I put one more Git demo. Okay, that is different thing. I will show you later. Okay, I just open it here, and then yeah, you open it here. So for example, here I have used the text test file as U here. Okay, so before that, for the one more step is missing here. Okay, after you install the VSC code, make sure that you are going to do the configuration. Git config hyphen global user dot name, and here you need to specify the user name, right? Username is nothing but your GitHub account name. Okay, this is the one. The Panchal Priyanka 354. Okay, Panchal Priyanka 354. So you need to go and give something like this. Panchal. Make sure that you are giving the name correctly. If you give the wrong name, it will mess up your time. Okay, Panchal. Look here, there is a mistake here. Typo here. Panchal Priyanka 354. Okay. And then you just check it with the git config hyphen global user dot name. Okay, you can check it out. Look here, Panchal Priyanka 3 4, very good. So next one is you press up arrow key here, and then here, yeah, what was the question? Yeah, Nivea, okay, Nivea's question is, why this username is required. See, you are in your laptop, right? If you want to connect to your GitHub account, how do you connect it? Okay, for that purpose, we need to use this command. Okay, so this command, right, you need to click on the view ribbon, sorry, view here, and click on the terminal. It will open up a terminal, something like this. Here you can type all the command here. Okay, but here make sure that, right, so I have created git demo and git demo. So what here I do is I just go back here. Sorry, not there. I just to control this. Click on the click at the bottom. Okay, here you just give email. Okay, email, and then you just say Panchal Priyanka or Panchal Priyanka at gmail.com. This is very important, guys. It might appear as a very simple thing, but they make a mistake, and finally it will not work. You don't have access related issues. You will end up Panchal Priyanka 354 at gmail.com. We are done, right? So in order to access the repository the GitHub account, so the from your Visual Studio Code, you need to execute these commands. Okay, user.name, user.email. Okay, which email that you are using it to access that one, you need to specify the correct email ID. So, okay, that's all. Next, what we will do is okay, next thing is I just clear this. Now I just type git status. So you can see that a test file which I created just a while ago, right? It is next to that you can see U means untracked. So when you click on git status, when you type git status in the terminal, you can see on branch main. So this is what your main branch, right? So on branch main, git push to publish your local commits, all the things are there. Okay. So before that, right? So this is the file I created. So what I did here, right? So what I did here is I used git clone. There is something called git clone. Okay, here git clone. You can go back to your GitHub thing, and then you can click on the drop down next to the code, and then here you'll find the github.com, the URL, right? You need to click on that one, select that one, and then you can paste it here and press enter. Finally, the git demo already exists, right? So what I do is I just remove the git demo folder here. Yeah, that folder is already opened, right? So git demo, okay, it's because I opened it here, that is the confusion is happening. Okay, best thing I will do one thing. I'll just go here and click on this one. I just right click on it, and then I just mm, delete this folder, delete permanently, retry. Okay, Visual busy or block RMD. Okay. So what we need to do is I just click on the cancel here. I just use RM DAR git demo. So it obtains some log, right? So in that case, look here, it is so helpful. The help, right? 1 second, the command. I just type DAR here. Still the git demo is there, right? So I just go here, and then I just right click on it. Ideally, we should have done this first. Mm-hmm. Press F5 here. Even with this, we are unable to delete it. Okay. What are these? Because the folder, okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, I just close this and open. How do you, remove this folder here? I just close the VSC code. Okay, and then I am going to try it again. Try again, it is still throwing the error, right? So let it get closed completely. So, okay, now what I do is I just right click on it, then delete is not there. 1 second, I just, now the folder got deleted. Okay, fine. So you just assume that, right now, Visual VSC code. Okay, click on open. We have the git demo folder, right? Okay, it's already there, right? So in your case, right, you need to click on the open folder, the folder which you created a while back, the git demo folder, git demo. You just select that and click on select folder. It will get open. Once it gets open, when you click on the drop down here, you can see the files, whatever you created it here, right? That you can see it here. Okay. This is your, these files are available locally in your laptop. Okay. And now what I want to do is in this folder, I wanted to bring the GitHub related file. GitHub files I want to bring it to my local laptop. So these two files are available in my GitHub. I want to bring those two files into my laptop. Okay, how do I do in this folder? Okay, so what I do is I use git clone. This is a command you are supposed to use it, and click on the drop down here and click on this one and then paste it here and press enter. Cloning into git demo. That's all. Okay. Total 9, delta 0, reused 0, ending opted 9. Okay. So now I just go back to the folder here. Git demo. You can see that the git demo that was available here, right? The git demo, this remote repository. Now it is available locally in your laptop. The remote repository in our case is GitHub. Okay. From the remote repository GitHub, Git demo, what are the files? In this case, file 1, file 2, are there? Those two files, I brought it down in my laptop. Along with that, you can see the .git. Okay. The .git, sometimes it may not be visible. Click on the drop down next to the view. And then next to the show, you will find hidden items. If you click on it, it will be visible. So once you click on it, it's something like a toggle key, right? Once again, if you click on it, it will be visible. But in some cases, right, it will not be visible. Don't think the .git file is missing. This is the important file. Okay, this is the one kind of address. Okay, This is the one, sorry, this is a kind of a bridge, okay, between your local laptop and the GitHub, okay, remote repository. Here you can see various files. Let's not worry about this at this moment, okay. So .git is available. Now you have the copy of your remote repository, which is nothing but the Git demo that was available in your GitHub, currently made available in your local system. See, what will happen is once you join a project, so they will tell you the repository name. Okay, the repository in this case, Git demo, they'll say, hey, here you have 10 files are there, and you can go ahead and check out all these files. So checkout, don't get confused with the checkout command and the traditional checkout command. What is checkout? What do you do with checkout? What is checkout? What is check-in? What is checkout? What is check-in? What is checkout? Let's say you have created a file one, right? And in your laptop, and then you want to push it to your repository. No, not that one. See, you have created a file. First time you have created a file, or you created a script file here. You want to push it to your repository. That is the term that they use it. Okay, check-in. Checkout is something like, okay, now I wanted to download, or I wanted to pull the file from the repository to my local system. That is called checkout. Okay, check-in. But there is a command called checkout. That is a different thing. Okay, if you want to switch from one branch to another branch, you can use the checkout command. But the term checkout in general, right? When it comes to version control system, you are pulling the data from your version control system, your local system, something like that. Okay, that is what your checkout. So using git clone, we checked out the files. Okay, the file one and file two, I have checked out to my local folder. Okay, in my local system. Okay, so actually I created a folder by the name of git demo. In this demo, right, git demo, I just clicked on it. So you can see it here, right? So git demo is the folder name. Okay, and here I just typed git clone the remote repository link here, URL. Okay, so the moment when I gave this, what happened? So in this URL, right, you have another, you have the repository name as git demo. The git demo folder got down. If you see here directory, here also you can see that. Sorry, it's not, yeah, here it works, right? Git demo. Okay. So in the git demo, if you click on it here, you can see file one, file two, two. These two files were available on our cloud. It's nothing but your GitHub. Now it got moved down here. Okay. So next, I just go back here. Okay. Now what I do is I just create some file. For example, I just delete these two file two and all. I just delete it. Okay. File two, what's Git demo, right? Look here now. In this Git demo main folder, we have the Git demo, that is your remote repository, right? In that remote repository, whatever the files that were there here, you can see it here. Okay. So now what I do is I just collapse this, and I just delete these two files. Then I will do it from the scratch so that you will be able to understand what I am doing now. So what I do is I just click on this. I can new file, and then here I just create file by the name of file. Okay. Sorry. File. Delete it. Click on this one, and here you will see file 3. And then I just type something like this. So file 3 content. File 3 content line 1. Then I press Control S, you get saved. Okay. So the moment when I type this thing, you can see the mark next to the file. You created a new file, right? So as soon as you can see, untracked, that means this file is not available in your GitHub yet. Okay. So we have created this one. Okay. I just go to the command prompt here and then I just type git status. Let's see if this command is working or not. It is not working. Why it is not working? Git status, because git demo, in that we don't have the .git folder, right? So we have cloned the files. We have cloned the remote repository into the git demo folder, right? So git demo repository. So here, if you go and type git status, you can see file 3. This is the one we have created just now. This file, it shows nothing added to commit, but untracked files present. We have not yet added to commit, but untracked files present git, right? So that is what we can see here. Okay, I go back to my thing here. I just click on the refresh icon here. It is not there. So what I do is we will go back to the workflow. So now currently the file that I created, file 3 is available in my working directory, in my laptop. I want to push it to a staging area. And then I'll have to push it to local repository. And then only I can push it to the remote. So this is the workflow we have to follow. Okay. So for this, you need to use git add command to push it to the staging area. And like I said, this one you cannot see it. Okay, you cannot see it. Once you push it here, and again you need to use git commit. That is to your local repository. Okay. And then you need to use git push. Finally, that is to push the files. That in our case, the new file that we created, right? So that one we are going to push it to a remote repository. Okay. Any questions? Yes, maybe you cannot see the file. Only thing is you can use git status command. Okay, git status or git diff command. We have git log. You can use it. Okay, git log you can use it. It will give you the the commit history of your local repository. Okay. Okay, 1 second. I'll just do here. You cannot see the staging file once you push it. Okay, git log. When you give git log, create file to that is the okay file, and then okay, here it says Priyanka Pansal update file to. Okay, wait. I just use Q. It came out. Okay. So that we'll see it later. For example, now what I do is git add dot. Here I have two files were there already. File 1, file 2. Now I created a new file by the name of file 3 locally in my laptop. Okay. So what in the under this folder. Okay. So now I want to push this file to a staging area. For that, I use git add dot. What happens is, even though in this cloned repository you have hundreds of files, when you include any new file, only that new file will get pushed to your staging automatically. Okay. Now you see git status now. Now you can see the green color. Earlier it was a red color, untracked. Now it got pushed to your staging area. Okay, you have a git restore staged file to unstage. That means, don't send it to the staging area. Bring it back to my working folder itself. So for that, you can use git restore hyphen staged. And what is your file 3, right? File 3 to unstage or something like that. Okay, you can give this command. Sorry, not to. Okay, unstaged. Sorry, file 3, right? You just give file 3. Now, if you give git status, still now it became untracked. So what I did, I created a new file. The file name was file 3. And then I pushed it to the staging area using git add dot when I give, right? So whatever the newly created file, only that file will get pushed here. After I pushed it here, I realized, no, I want to make some more changes. I want to move back from staging area to working directory. Is it possible? Okay. So in that case, you can use git restore. Git restore hyphen staged file 3. Yeah, it's a little bit challenging, right, to remember all these commands. Better, right? So you can at least say restore command that I'm of inter. Okay, so now you know how to push the file from your local working directory to a staging area. Working directory is nothing but git demo under git demo. Okay, this subdirectory. Okay, the git demo is the working directory. From there, I push the file 3 to the staging area. Later, I just pushed it back here. That is also possible. Now, what I do is, I don't want to do, restore it. I just want to add a dot. So now I just want to push it back to my staging area. Now the file, file 3 got pushed to your staging area. After pushing it to staging area, will it affect the? So that is a new thing, right? Once you push it to the staging area, so anything you make it in your working directory, let's say, in file 3, you made some changes, right? Only that changes, if you want to push it to your staging area, you can do that. After you push the file to the staging area, and in your working directory, if you want to make some more changes, and again, if you want to push it there, that is not required, right? So unnecessarily you are, pushing, with the best thing, can restore it and you can change the thing. Okay. Yeah, it will not affect the file in staging area. It will not affect the file in staging area. Okay. So for example, after pushing the stage, will it affect the file in staging area? So what will happen again? It will. So now it got changed as A, right? So A. So now what you are saying is, I just changed it. Okay. And then I'm going to press Control S. Now it got modded. Look here, the notation M. It got changed as M. So now if you see Git status, modified. File 3 got modified. Again, you have to use git add dot. It is not going to make any changes. Okay. The staging area now will contain the up-to-date information. That's all. Okay. Okay. Now I want to push it to git commit. If I want to, currently that file is available. File 3 is available under staging area, and I want to push it to local area. I need to use git commit command. Okay. So git commit minus m. Here I just say, the file 3, um, file 3, or we can say modified file 3, and commit minus m. So you have to use minus m. So to always a good practice, you need to specify the message here. Okay, for what purpose? What is this file contains? Give some idea. Okay, file 3 maybe multiple versions are available. Okay, we can say git m3. Now it got pushed to your local repository. So we use the git add command to push it staging area, and in the staging area, what I did. So again, whatever the file 3, right? Again, in the working that I made changes, and so whatever the current changes that I made it, that should reflect in my staging area. You need to use again git add, okay? Staging area, and the staging area, if you want to push it to the local repository, you can use git command. Okay? From the local repository to remote repository, it is where the challenge is there. Okay, for example, git push origin main. Okay, so we have to use the push command. We need to use the push command to push the file from your local repository or remote repository. Your remote repository is nothing but your GitHub here. Look here, so far we have added the file 3 in the git demo repository locally. Even if I refresh it, it will show file 1, file 2, 2, because so far, we have pushed the file, newly created file 3 from working directory staging area to local repository. We have not yet pushed to a remote. So the remote is main here, right? Main. what we do is we use git push, use okay, we use git push origin main. So what is the main? Main is the branch, right? That is the default branch once it. What is the origin here? That is the default name given to your remote repository. What is our remote repository? Remote repository, right? So that is the one is our Ponchal Priyanka account. In that we have Git demo repository. Okay. So I want to push this file 3, which I created locally in my laptop to my remote repository. I have to use push command. Followed by that, you have to specify origin. Origin, this is the default way, okay, given to the remote repository. Okay, and then the main, which see this is the remote origin is your main repository. Sorry, origin is your default repository name, and then main is the branch name in your repository. Okay, I just press enter main and wait for some time. Ideally, it will open up a browser, and here it will, first time, okay, it will ask you to enter the username and password. Okay, I just click on sign in with your browser and wait for some time. And then it opened up a browser. Some cases, right, the browser will not open up. Okay, you need to be a bit cautious there. Okay. There is a username. Password is I don't remember it. Anyhow, let's see if this time lucky. Yes, good that right. Authorized Git ecosystem. Look here. My password is correct. Now authorized Git credential manager. So now the Git command, right? You authorize to the Git hub, okay, Git ecosystem. I just click on it. So now it has to authorize it. Only when this one get authorized, the file, the new file 3 will get pushed to your remote repository. You can see that total 3, delta is 0, re is to 0, and pack 0, right? So up to 4. You can see a lot of things here, right? First thing is, first time only it will ask you to authenticate your browser, okay? And that's all, okay? Counting objects, 4 out of 4 done. Now we just go here, I just click on refresh. Can we see? Yes, the file 3, which we created locally, got pushed to our remote repository. When you click on the file 3, you can see this is the changes happened, right? So this is this is the content, right? And to answer to your question, yes, we have pushed to the staging area. And then again, we made changes to the same file 3. And again, when I use the git add command, the, the recent file, right? The most recent file got pushed to your staging area. In the sense, right, it has overridden the previous one. Okay. And now if you click on the history here, modified file 3, right? So the commit minus m, we have given modified file 3, right? So only one thing is there here. And now what I do is I just go back here. In the file 3, I'm going to add one more line here. Line 2 included in file 3. Then Control S, I just saved it here. I'm going to go to the terminal here. Now at the bottom, I clicked on it. I'm going to use the up arrow, guys. Use the up arrow. It will give you the previous commands. Okay. I just use the status here. First, always go to you check the status. Yes. The file 3 got modified. Yes. That's what we can see it here. Next one is I want to push it to the staging area. And then I just check the status. Yes, it got modified. It got pushed. Changes to be committed, right? So it got pushed to there. And then next one is the commit modified file 3. Um, it's included something like included second line, something like that. Okay, give some meaningful name. Okay, and I just press enter. Okay, now what I do is I just use the git push origin main. I just press enter. See, you might be asking this question. So here, let's say you have something like Pranchal Priyanka. Let's say likewise you have different account, right? GitHub also. In that case, how the Git will get to know which GitHub account you want to push that. For that reason, first time it will ask you to enter the username of your GitHub or the email ID and then the password, and then you will have to authorize it. Once you authorize it, the file will get pushed to the respective GitHub account. So that is what is happening. Okay. Now I just go back here and then I just refresh it here. Now we can see that the history it shows file 3 content. Okay. Yeah, file 3 shows simply this one. Okay. And here, if you see here, there are two things are there here. Just go back here, and then when I click on file 3, you click on history here. Look here. See, previously I have made changes here itself. You remember? I just clicked on the file 2, and then FIRLE2 for demo purpose. Intentionally, I typed it with the wrong syntax, okay, or the wrong spelling, okay. And then again, right, I changed it. And then when I select the file, when I clicked on the history, it was showing the two different versions, right? So now what I did in the local folder, I made changes. See, first time I pushed the file. After pushing the file, again I made some changes to this file 3 file here locally. And again, when I pushed it to the cloud also, the GitHub, when you click on the history, it shows the history here also. Even if you make changes locally or in the GitHub directly, still maintains the history here. And then here, the included second line, if you click on it here, you can see that view commit details. File 3 content line 1 changed. File 3 content line 1 changed and line 2 included in file 3, right? That is what we can see. That's all. One change file with 2 additions and 1 deletion. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, Git revert, right? So for example, after you gave the commit to your local repository, and then you realize, no, I wanted to bring it to the staging area, like the Git restore, you can use Git revert. Okay, that is the command that you can use. Okay, you wanted to Nina's question is there any way can I remove the file and can I remove the file from the repository? How can I do that? So one thing you can go here, for example, you don't want the file 3, right? Just right click on it, but you cannot delete it here. Even if you press delete, it will not work here. Okay, so that is not possible. Only thing is you need to use rm command, or you can go back here git. For example, yeah, I just say git rm. The file name is file 3, right? File 3. I remove the file 3, and then git add the file 3 here. Okay, git add file 3. Sorry, rm file 3. Okay, okay. Git rm right file 3. Yeah, git add dot. Okay, git add dot and git commit remove file 3. Okay, git status. So deleted, the file got deleted. Okay, the file got deleted. But if you see here, and if you refresh it here, you will find the same thing here. But the file 3 still remains here, right? So you want this file to be removed, right? Mm. So git add dot, we deleted file 3. Yes, fine. The next one is git commit minus m, git status, git commit, sorry, minus m I should have given, minus m, and remove file 3. Fine, right? So then git push, origin, main. And then if you go back here, then click on here, page not found. Okay, once again, you see file 3 I selected earlier, right? The file got removed, got removed. See the same, see you need to remember this workflow path. Okay, first, this is the step. Okay, even if you want to remove a file remotely, you can use git command, right? So to do that, so here if you use git rm removes the file locally here. Okay, git rm. Where is the rm command? Yeah. So git status just above this, I mentioned about the git push origin main. Not this one here. Git commit modified file 3. Mhm. And here git rm. Look here, I just git rm. Rm is remove file 3. So rm remove file 3. So and then git add file 3, right? It was throwing it did not match any files. Okay. So instead of that, okay, because we already removed the file, there is no point in specifying git add file 3. Instead, git add dot. Whatever the changes that I made it to my local repository, only that one you can push it to a staging area. Okay. Ideally, right? So yeah, when I use the git commit, thank God I did not mention minus m, and git status when I gave here, right? So deleted file 3. Okay, so here the git add dot, what it tells, right? So it says, hey, whatever the changes I made it to my current working folder, only that change you can push it to my staging area when I use git add dot. Git add dot does not mean include a new file. That is, it doesn't mean including a new file in your staging area. What are the changes I made to my current working directory, that you can synchronize with my staging area. Okay. So as soon as I did the git add dot, when I use git status, we can see that deleted file 3. So deleted file 3, that is the one communicated to your staging area. Hey, I deleted file 3 main. So get add dot, if you say, right? So hey, you are telling the staging area, hey, I deleted file 3. Okay. And then git commit minus m remove file 3. What happens, right? One file change to deletion delete mode. So this is the communication made to your local repository. And finally, when you use this one, it pushes the file to the remote repository. Okay, what changes? Uh, it communicates to your remote repository. Hey, remove the file. So everything is happening. All these things, right, happening from your work. So this is the flow here. Okay, everything has to happen. Why in this flow only. Okay, even if you remove a file locally, it has to be communicated to staging area using this command. And again, local repository, you need to commit, hey, I removed a file using git commit, and local repository, you need to communicate back to remote using git push. Okay, we have seen how to create a file. Okay, how to create a file. And once you create a new file, how to push it to your remote. So for that, we have used the same workflow. And then what we did, we made changes, we modified the data. We modified the data, And for the modified data also, we have followed the same flow, working directory to staging area, staging local repository in the remote. It worked. And then finally, we have seen how, how if I remove a file, you want to remove a file from the remote, how can I remove that? So you need to do it, by following this flow only. Okay, first start with your working directory, git rm that file, and then git add dot will communicate to your staging area and so on. Now we will go and see the file 3 is there locally or not. Okay, I just go here. Then in the git demo, I'll just go and see here. The file 3 here also got removed, right? The rm command. And let us do one thing, okay? We will try to add one more file here, and then we will just play around with this. And then I'm going to create a new file here, file 4. Just press Control S. The same thing here, okay? I just go back here, click on it here, git currently what is the status now? The status is nothing. You're right, your branch is up to date with main. So whatever the data you have it, your working directory, that is there in your GitHub. Nothing has been changed. So now, but in the file 4, right? We have created a new file 4. Okay, cool. Sorry, I have created it outside of this one, not here. Okay, I just go here. I just remove this one. That's why I was wondering why it is not showing M and all. You need to select not this folder. This is the folder. This is what your GitHub repository. Okay, you can click on the thing here, and then here you need to click on. You need to type the new file 4, and then I just say file 4 line 1, lines 2, and then I just say Control S. The moment when I press Control S, you can see U notation here, right? And then what I do is I just go and check the Git status now. It will show untracked. Is untracked, and now the command is git add. Okay, can I give git push origin main directly now? It will not work because it has to sync up from your it says everything up to date, right? Because your local repository, local repository was not synced up from your staging area to, all right. So in that case, you have to go through that workflow only. Get add dot and then git status. It's always a best practice. You can use status as and when you type any command. Okay, git add dot and then git commit minus m. Sorry, not remove files. Okay, let it be there. Git status. You can see nothing to commit. Your branch is ahead of. So now your branch is ahead of origin main by one commit. Okay, and then I go back to my GitHub here. File 4 got pushed here. Okay, the question is now, right? What she's asking. Let's say the file 4 is already available here. And if I push it from here, what will happen? What will happen? You tell me. So now we pushed it, this one. You just think about the file 4 here, right? File 4, we push it from our local repository to remote repository by following that workflow. Okay. Again, you make change, same thing, right? The file 4 is already there. So you let you know now I'm going to delete one line here. Let's assume that the file 4 is the I just removed it here. The same thing. You need to see file 4 is already there, right? But again, you are opening the file 4 here. See M is you modified that. Okay, you just check the status here now. The reason is I have deleted one line. That is the, then I made a change, right? I mean, deleting one line is nothing but making changes here. That is not removing the file. Please understand this, Nivya, very clearly. Removing the file is different. Removing the line in a file is different. Even if you remove a line or making changes to the existing text, these two are considered as modified file. Okay. That's why if you use git status, you'll get some clarity here. Okay. Git add dot, and then I just use the git status modified. Yes, git status, and then git commit minus m here modified. And then git push origin main. This is file 3, right? Okay. I just go back here. Sorry, file 4. Sorry, I made a mistake. The commit I made, put it as file 3. So file 4, sorry, file 4, right? File 4 was already there. No, look here, this is what you can do that. So that we will say it, right? So for example, I have another branch. Okay, I want to merge the file 4 from that branch to this branch, right? We will see it, little later. So now what I will do is I just go to my the Visual Studio Code here, right? So what I do is I just use git. There's something called branch command. Okay, branch command. You can see, we have something called main. So the branch name is main. So this is my branch. Okay, what is my branch here? This is main, right? This is what my branch. You can click on the drop down here. If you want to create a new branch, also you can create here. For example, here I want to create the um, dev2, something like that. Dev2, I just typed it. That branch was not there. Create branch dev2 from main. I click on it. So now we are in dev2, right? So now we can see that even in dev2, these 3 files. I just select the main. Main, we have 3 files. The branch also we have dev, the same 3 files, right? So now what you do is you make changes to the dev2 folder, and then you are going to merge with your main. Okay, that is what we do. That's how we do it in the real world scenario. I just go back here, git branch show. Here another command called show. Okay, here it is not showing anything. Okay, so now I just use git branch again. So here you can see only the main is there, right? So main is there. Okay, here it is not showing that one. So why it is not showing that one? Can someone tell me why it is there? Here I have created a new folder by the name of dev2. Why it is not showing that? When you click on the 2 branches here, it has to show the 2 branches here, right? So the default branch is main, and your branches were dev2, and active branches are dev2. Okay. Okay, and here, so why it is not showing here? I have created the branch, right? So why it is not showing here? I just say git branch minus a. Okay, minus a origin main. Okay, and we have something called minus a command here. Um, So I just clicked on the drop down there and create a branch, grid branch minus C. Okay, now what I do is sales wait. The dev is not shown there, right? I just, and then in the git demo repository, we have, this is what your question, right, Nivya? Yes. So there you have, that is a default branch, which one the main, and dev2 is your newly created branch, right? So, okay, I just go here and let me go. So now the star you can see next to the main, that means currently it is pointing to the main branch. If I want to switch to the dev2 branch, which I created just now, it says did not match any file known to Git. Okay, so why it is not visible here? Anybody knows this file? Now, the newly created branch also contains the files whatever we have it in our main branch. Now the question is, how do I view from my Git, right? Whatever the branches that are available currently. So ideally we have two branches, right? See, when I use Git branch minus A, it should show all the files here. Okay. So how it should be done? See here, what will is one option is Git checkout. We can use Git checkout minus B, the dev2, right? So the new branch name is dev2. Switch to a new branch dev2. Look here, Git branch minus A here. So now you can see the dev2. Actually, the minus B dev2 was really helpful. Okay, so the git checkout minus B, that is the one you can use to create a new branch and switch to it. Okay, even though you created it here, right? So you need to specify that command here. Look here, I just click on the refresh here. Now you can see the branches. You can click on the branches here. So and here the active branch is dev2, dev2 here. Even though we have created it there, right? So you need to specify something like that. Git checkout. Mine checkout is switch over. Currently, your local Git is pointing to the main branch. So previously we said next to the main we could see star, right? That means your current Git is pointing to the main branch. This is a default branch. And now I create a new branch called dev2, but the dev2 I created it directly in my GitHub, but it is not visible when I use grid branch minus here. Minus means all the branches you show me, it is not showing anything here. Minus are also not helpful. Git checkout minus B dev2. Okay, so dev2 is a new folder. Using this command, you create a new branch and then switch to it. Switching to the new branch, BS branch, okay? New branch dev2 is switch to dev2. And then when you use git branch minus A, now it is showing that the current default branch is dev2. Now I want to push the files to my new branch. For example, here, I just go to the file 4 and then I just make line 2 changes in file 4 and then I just save Control S. I can see the M notation modified here. So now what I do is I just now what I do is can I use git add now? Git add dot git status modified. This is fine, but git commit minus M here push it to sorry file 4 file for modify again. I know reflect this in dev2 folder. Okay, I just press enter. Git status, git push, or now git push origin dev2. Will that work? Let us see what happens. Now also I used origin. Yes, Nivya, the origin is your default folder. What we are saying is, we tell the Git, hey, push the current changes to the default folder dev2. Origin is a default folder, something like that. I just go here and then go back here. And then I just add recent pushes 7 seconds ago. You can see that you just go to the dev2 here. And then I just refresh the file, the folder here, right? I just click on the file 4 here. Dev2 line 2 changes in file 4. So line 2 changes in file 4, right? File 4, line 1. So this is what we can see that here, right? And yeah, now I just go back to my main here. And then the same file 4, we will go and check it. Let's see what happens here. It remains nothing, right? I just refresh it again. Because we did not push that file 4 to main branch. Instead, we have made that changes to our we wanted to reflect that changes only in our newly created branch called dev2. Yeah, see the git checkout command, is that not such? Our question is git checkout command is not sufficient. Why should I use git checkout minus b? Already I created the branch here. But still you need to specify it here. Okay, git checkout minus b and dev2. What happens is here, right? See, first question what you asked, is there any way can I create a branch here? Okay, what your question is? Okay. Our question is again, right? She says, can I use the same command to create the another branch locally here? Will that reflect there? Okay. So dev3, right? Is that what your question? Let's see what happens. Switch to new branch dev3. Okay. Git branch minus a. So now the dev3 became an active branch, right? So this is an active branch. Rest of them are not active. And then if I go and click on it here, is that appearing here? No, it is showing one. Let's do one thing. I'll just click on view all branches. You can see dev2, that's all right. It is not available there, right? So what you need to do is you need to specify again. But here nothing is there. No file has been included here. But the branches dev3 is reflected. See, one way is, right, you can, even though what we understood here, even though we can create a branch, so here also we can switch the branches. But if I specify the branch name, for example, if I say dev4, automatically we can see, create branch dev4 from main. Okay. Supposing you want to, yeah, so the main only you can create the branch. Okay. So that is what it shows. So now the, even though we create it here, right, it is not getting reflected here, but still you need to use this command, get, uh, get checkout minus b, the new branch name. Okay. Right. So that is what you need to do there. And then from there you need to, use git push with a combination of git checkout minus b, the new branch name, and the git push origin, the new branch name. Only when you give it, it'll get reflected in your GitHub. Okay, with the branches. Okay. Now you can, as usual, right? So for example, you go here and then you modify this file, and then you whatever the change you moderate, you that needs to be pushed only to the new branch, the dev 3 or dev 4. That is possible. Okay, okay, fine. What we'll do is we'll wrap up this session now. What you need to practice all the things. I will share this script to you all. Okay, I just take a copy and then I'll share it. I'll remove the what are the issues we had, right? I just remove it and then I will share it because you just practice it. And this upcoming Tuesday, definitely, right? We are going to have. We will continue this session because some other things are there. Okay, more on data. And Tuesday onwards, we'll continue the rest of the Git related. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, okay. Your question is still your okay. You are so adamant. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Okay. So still our question is, I have then what is the point in creating a branch here when it is not getting reflected here, right? But you have created it here, but still, right? This is how you need to do it. Check out minus B. So usually, right? Okay, I just show you here. So git branch minus A. You can see currently it is pointing to dev 3, right? So if I want to switch to other branch, this also I will show you now. And dev 2, I just put here, switch to branch dev 2 and git branch minus A, using which you will get to know. You want to make sure that, right, whether it is really switched to dev 2, yes. So once you create the branch, this is fine. But first time when you create a branch, even though you create it in the GitHub, still right, you need to specify your Git this one. So Git checkout minus B, the new branch name you have to go to that command, you need to use it. And then without failing to use Git push origin, you need to tell the default folder now. And then you can go ahead and push whatever the file that you want. Yeah, pull command is there. How to pull the file? For example, here I make changes in the cloud, right? Where you listen, I just click on the raw here, and then I make changes here. I want to pull that to my local folder. So right, so that is there is a pull command is available that we will see it on this upcoming Tuesday. Tuesday we'll try to complete all the commands related to Git, and next Thursday we will continue with the ML flow. Okay, ML flow or Kubeflow and all. We'll take a look at how to create pipelines. Everything we will start look at it from this upcoming Thursday onwards. Okay, since you don't have any questions, yeah, I will share this script. Okay, Nivya, I will share it to you all. Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session. See you all on this upcoming Tuesday night. Okay.